In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arched trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The witch of Isolate and her daughters of chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone scales. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease, and Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers, and man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side. Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, The undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
How's it going, everyone? This is Ethan, and welcome to Season 2 of Dark Souls. The season is known as Spear of the Demon because it focuses around our main weapon, the Demon's Spear. This weapon is a mid-game weapon that can be acquired in two ways. One is buying it from Shiva for 15,000 souls, and the other is farming it from the Batwing demons found in Anor. I've decided to have it straight off the bat so we can focus on learning to use it and see it grow throughout the game. Plus, the gathering of 15,000 souls, running through in and out of Blighttown, and then getting to Shiva is one of the most tedious tasks I have underwent, and I don't particularly want to do that. To equal out my character, though, of the early strength, I'm not allowed to ever upgrade my vitality, so we're stuck at base vitality. And I don't start with the Master's Keys either, so I have to go through the game with normal progression. What normal progression is, meaning I don't get access to Valley of Drakes until I get past Blighttown. I also have to do depths, and the sewer area along with upper, mid, and lower Blighttown. So that's going to be something. It's been a bit since I've done either. So yeah. So one of the things you should know about this weapon is it is a mid-game weapon. It's going to be strong early on. It does lightning damage, and that's pretty nice, but it is going to be strong early on. So the thing has a few caveats that'll test both me and the weapon late game. The first is upgrading it. This thing uses Demon Titanite. Demon Titanite can only be done by a few methods. One, you trade it with Snuggly. We're going to do that later on, once we get access to the Undead Merchant. 2, you kill titanite demons, which there are only a few in this entire game. And 3, you get it from the areas in Anor. We're going to do that when we get to that. So, and the other caveat to this weapon is it's got split damage. So, split damage is usually alright. I'm not a fan of elemental weapons, mainly because I like the standard, just focusing on the upgrade. But this one's got lightning damage attached to it. Note, the lightning damage only gets upgraded by the, what do you call it, by the reinforcement. It can never, I can never actually, do regular reinforcement. So, let's get stay at 180. And here's Oscar.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you? Regrettably, I have failed in my mission. But perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen. And thine exodus from the Undead Asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know. And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask. An undead favorite. Oh, and this. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
So one of the things to also know about the Demon Spear is, where the Demon Spear is landed as a C strength and Dex and Strength. So we're going to be going for quality builds this point. And yeah, it's going to be a pretty fun playthrough. A few challenges. It's just a fun overall run. That's going to be fun. I forgot to open the door back here because we will be returning here because we are going through Blight Tunnel normally, and I will need that rusted iron ring to go deal with some crap. But yeah, alrighty guys, I hope you enjoy this series, and let me go slay some of these ads. Let the fun begin, and you get to see a pretty cool kill of the Asylum demon.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the Undead Asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
We have here. You must be a new arrival. Let me guess. Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first. But there's no salvation here. You'd have done better to rot in the Undead Asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are, actually, 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the Undead Church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happened. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land of the undead? Ah, your face. You're practically hollow. But who knows? Going hollow could solve quite a bit. What? Restoring your humanity? Well, there are a few ways to go about it. Collected bit by bit from corpses. Or you can butter up a cleric and get yourself summoned. And the quickest way, although I never do it, is to kill a healthy undead and pillage its humanity. Coveting thy neighbor is only human, after all. What are you looking at? Don't try anything clever. You might regret it. What? You want to hear more? Oh, that's all we need. Another inquisitive soul. Well, listen carefully then. One of the bells is up above in the undead church, but the lift is broken. You have to climb the stairs up the ruins and access the undead burg through the waterway. The other bell is back down below the undead burg, within the plague-infested Blight Town. But I'd die again before I step foot in that cesspool.
So while I gather all these new items and forget to get the Firekeeper Soul, you're going to see me come back for that later on. I'm going to talk about this new style that I'm going to try. So the thing I noticed with my previous series, or previous season of Dark Souls, was my audio quality was pretty shit. Like, my speaking quality. And I wasn't too great with commentary. I'm kinda improvising right here by just talking about it. But for the most part, we're just gathering some basic items of soul as we make our way to it. As we make our way up. This first episode will end not with us heading to Andre. We're actually on the bridge. We're on the bridge with the fire drain. The bonfire after you get through the fire drain. So that's all right. I decide not to go back, or I do decide. Yeah, but yeah. I don't know what's going on. But basically, I want to try this new style out. So instead, I'm going to be doing like post-commentary over what's going on. It's going to be kind of sparse throughout the video, as I do explain what goes on and then happens and yada yada. And it's going to be a pretty fun time, though, especially with this series. So our main goal is to kind of make our way towards Andre. That's where we're going to be fighting our first titanite. But because we're but I'm going to split it up into like two parts. But the reason is because we do need upgrades. Titanite, or Demon Titanite upgrades cost 5,000 souls on top. And early game, that's quite a bit. So yeah, I don't realize that I, that I end up missing the Firekeeper Soul until way later on. You're also good to see me forget how to like jump in this game, because I was playing a bit of Dark Souls 3 when taking a break, so I end up just missing the jump, and I miss it twice to the point I'm like, okay, I'm just not going to go get that rare ring for that ring sacrifice. So that's something you're gonna see it right here. Which is very unfortunate, but I don't typically use rings of sacrifice anyway, so you can see I just fall down there and I'm just like, okay, that's embarrassing. And yeah, so I will come back to you guys when we've kind of gathered all our materials and whatnot, mainly with the next bonfire. And yeah, alright. So right around here, I decided to go and buy the Residence Key and a short bow, spending about 2,000 souls. This is because Resident Key is gonna help me free what's his name, that wizard man. I do want to talk to all the NPCs and maybe get all their quests done, even though I'm not a spellcaster. And he's one of them, so I have to go buy. I also end up buying a short bow because I might end up cheesing Capra Demon. I don't like fighting Capra Demon normally, so using the bow Firebomb cheese is a nice time. It was around this point during playing that I realized, oh crap, I forgot the Firekeeper Soul. You can go down to New Londo Ruin to get yourself that, and I usually start my episodes doing that, but I decided not to, so I just skipped down, going to New Londo, and I think everyone knows the run all the way down there, so I'm just gonna include it here, but no commentary. You'll see what I mean when I get down there. this is one of the Demon Spear's times when it gets to show its one of its true strengths, and that is taking on higher level enemies relatively simply. So we're going to be fighting the first Black Knight here and get ourselves the blue Tearstone ring. Yeah, so usually you don't, in a beginning playthrough, you don't want to deal with this guy unless you know what you're doing. But in this case, yeah, I kind of do, and I do have enough damage to deal with this guy pretty easily. I do get hit once though, which is very unfortunate. I get hit again, so that's still unfortunate. I was really hoping just to get the Black Knight shield, but you're gonna see I don't get it. I mean, this thing's very good. I do prefer fighting Silver Knights, and I think we'll probably end up fighting the second one down the road. The second one is near the bridge, or on top of it. Well, you know what it's near the bonfire, the next boss. So we end up only getting a chunk though. This is one of my saddest moments here in playing Dark Souls in like the 200 hours I've invested into the game. It's one of the saddest moments of me fighting the Tauros Demon. You'll find out why. So typically speaking, whenever you want to start a Tauros Demon fight, you want to overhead jump him. I apparently my guy just didn't really want to do that. So yeah, here's what happened. As you can see, I missed. I still ended up killing him, obviously, but oh boy, it did not feel too good to miss a jump shot that probably would have halved his health, or at the very least, done a ton of damage.
Solaire of Astora, an adherent of the Lord of Sunlight. Now that I am undead, I have come to this great land, the birthplace of Lord Gwyn, to seek my very own son. You find that strange? Well, you should. No need to hide your reaction. I get that look all the time. Oh, aha. So I didn't scare you. I have a proposition, if you have a moment. The way I see it, our fates appear to be intertwined. In a land brimming with hollows, could that really be mere chance? So what do you say? Why not help one another on this lonely journey? This pleases me greatly. Well then, take this. We are amidst strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted, with heroes centuries old phasing in and out. The very fabric wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But use this to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between the worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation. Of course, we are not the only ones engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you miss it, you must be blind. Oh, hello there. I will stay behind to gaze at the sun. The sun is a wondrous body, like a magnificent father. If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
Alrighty guys, so we're nearing the end of the episode. It's also around here where I realized I didn't reinforce my Estus Flask. There's like no point in me getting that Firekeeper Silk. No, I just didn't reinforce it. So yeah, I go and reinforce this thing right here. I just cut away to it. See, I don't think you want to see me walk all the way back there. Reinforce it, homeward bound back, and we head to the bridge. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this editing style. The episode is not quite over. We got, I think, like 2 to 3 more minutes on this. But I'm going to try and keep it entertaining as possible. I'm also trying a thumbnail layout that was sort of similar to the Binding of Isaac thumbnails I would give them when I did that for a bit. And this one's a bit different. These ones are a bit different, but yeah. Alright. Alright, we're going to go make sure we do something to that dragon right there. Well, not really, we're just going to kind of wait on it as he almost flames us. Look at our human face right there. Come. Just gonna wait for the dragon to come by. Yeah, he wants to come by. Come on. Come on, dragon. Come on, fire drake. Alright, so I almost die collecting these items. I get the claymore, then I get the soul. And he almost killed me. But, in a state of panic, I run all the way there, light the bonfire, and there we go. And yeah, well, hopefully you enjoyed today's episode, and yeah, I'll see you all later. Bye bye.